All right, well, we're back to trying to find out some new people on campus. And one of the places that we want to spend some time today is our campus ministries department. So we have Elizabeth Messer here with us. Great to have you. And then our current devotional director, kind of finishing up this summer in that role, Lauren Frederick, known as Fred. For, part of our mission statement and part of our who we are is that we want to use the platform of playing sport to glorify God. And a lot of the things that we do is based on that foundation. There's so much to do on campus in general, but what are some things, Elizabeth, that you're kind of seeing, even maybe some highlights that are happening in the future here soon with campus ministries?
Sure. Well, I think I work in chapel ministries, and I think when most people think about that, they think about the chapel, which is a beautiful building on campus. We do have chapel services on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sunday evenings, and that would be a place where I would say like the kind of the bigger conversations on campus are happening. And we've really worked in the past couple of years to plan that around certain themes that we feel like are important to the campus at that time. So like this past spring, one of our themes was that we're called to a bigger family in God. And we had some families and professors talk about things like foster care and adoption and their experience with that. We also had a series on creativity, that we worship the creator, and that when we're creative, that we're living in his image. So we had an alum who's a chef come and talk. We had some people from the entrepreneurship department talk about how they use that gift of creativity and glorifying God in their businesses. Another thing that we've started in the past couple of years is we have a special program just for freshmen in the fall that we call Fresh Start. Yeah, we call Fresh Start. It's just a freshman chapel series where all of the freshmen meet together, and our programming there is specifically for freshmen. So we're thinking about things from a Christian perspective, like how do I get along with my roommate and work out conflict? Or does God care about my major and what I'm studying? Or just things that are really pertinent to freshmen. How do I manage work and play and rest and some of the stress I'm feeling? So in that series, which goes up until fall break, we have a special series just for freshmen, where all the freshmen go. They can sit together with their hall and really hear programming that's just for freshmen. So that's a little bit about the chapel program.
And we do something similar to that for the seniors in the spring too, right?
That's right. So the same thing, when we start back in the spring, we have a special program just for the seniors that then we call it Senior Exit. So it's kind of helping them transition and get ready for life beyond college. And we're bringing in that case, we're bringing in professors, some people from student life, so some people from our campus community, and then also some people locally or even from the Pittsburgh area or beyond that we're bringing in. So
I really like that about our chapel ministries, is that we do bring in a lot of guest speakers. I enjoy that a lot. Yes. Different voices are so important. But one thing that the basketball program really talks about is person over player. And I like that you're seeing us where we're at. So the freshmen, they may be struggling with some things. So let's address that. The seniors, they're stressed out about hitting the world. And let's address that. Let's help them out.
Yes.
For us, we have study tables. This helps us like get academically inclined for people who are like struggle with certain things or just need time to go in and study. So they're normally held on Mondays. So when I first became the devotional director, we talked with Coach, how's the best way I could minister to our team through this devotional director position. And I know people in the past have done emails, and people in the past have done like right before practices. And I thought like it would be cool to maybe do it more at a calmer state, like where we could just be together and actually like already be together basically, because most of us go to study tables. The first Monday and the second Monday of the month are all Devo. So I would either go off of like, I don't know if you know what the Bible app on your phone is. They have a ton of different Devos on there. The one week we went through Trust, a huge Devo with Trust. And then, or if something was just speaking to me, I would just find some information on it and go off of it. And normally it would be what I needed, what everyone else needed to hear that I spoke about. And then the third Monday of the month, we would do a worship night where same Monday, we would just come in about from 15-20 minutes. I'd pick 3 songs, I'd throw up the lyrics on the screen, and we would just sing together as a team. And then the fourth Monday, I would do a video. So I would go and find just some little video that I thought would be inspirational or encouraging, or someone needed to hear, or I thought was really cool that the team would love to hear. And I'd throw it up on there, and then we'd have kind of a little discussion after.
Yeah, and it's just another way that the program kind of addresses the whole person. So it's not just about basketball, and we love the win on the court, but we think seeing the whole person is really important. One way that we do that as an athletic department is something that you've been involved in, Fred, and that's the All Athletes Chapel. And that has been something that's just been an amazing opportunity for all of us to sit together as athletes, going through sort of the same things. And it really helps us. Elizabeth, something that we do as a full campus is this thing called Warriors, I believe, is what it's called.
Yeah, well, it's a time, kind of like you're talking about that All Athletes Chapel. It's a time on Thursday nights where the students just come aside, just worship God. It's held in the chapel. It's led by a worship team, but same kind of thing. Like the lights are low, they put up the words. It's just a time to kind of rest and reflect and really worship God and not be worried about comparing yourself to the person next to you or thinking about other things. It's just a time to really kind of come aside, can reconnect with God, and just give that time for worship. So that's a really special time, and it's led by upperclassmen who lead that time. It's all student-led worship, but that happens on Thursday nights from 9 to 10 o'clock in the chapel.
So talk to me, Elizabeth, about some opportunities for service that we offer to our students.
Yeah, well, we also have several different campus ministries. We actually have 21 different campus ministries, I know, that are led by student leaders. And that's everything from, we have a chapter of FCA here on campus that's really strong that some of your players might be interested in. We have a really strong Young Life program that goes off and ministers to kids in the community. Some other things are we have a student chapter of the International Justice Mission, IJM. So for students who are interested in issues of justice, we have that. We even have a group called Prison Ministries, where we have students who there's a male group and a female group, but they actually go each week into our local prison here and meet with the prisoners and do Bible study. So we have a whole range of things for, I tell students who are thinking about coming here, if you have a passion, there is a way we can plug you in on campus and an opportunity to serve. And if we don't have it, we're happy to help you start that here. And then we also have a program, we call it ICO, which stands for Inner City Outreach. But it's kind of like an alternative spring break or alternative school break program where you might say, okay, so for part of my Christmas break, or we do have a few that go out over Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, where they say, I have this time off from school, but I'm actually going to spend this time and go and serve. And we have groups that go to Guatemala. We've had a group go to Ecuador, and then also just nationally, we have a group that goes to Chicago every year and Rhode Island and Kentucky. So these trips are also student-led. It's usually a group, I'd say anywhere from like 7 to 15 students that go. They spend the week serving and staying together. They really bond as a group. But that's another option for students who are looking for ways to get in and plug and serve. And there's
Right.
so many possibilities for that. And those groups, they have a big fair where you can kind of go around and talk about the different opportunities. And then those groups actually meet throughout the year to kind of get to know one another and prepare and get ready for the trip. And then they have this intense serving opportunity. And then they come back to campus and we debrief them. But all of those groups usually end up really bonding and getting to know each other well too. So
service is a big part of Wolverines basketball for sure. And, we try to serve our local community at least once a month. Usually it's twice a month because we're so busy. But Fred, actually, last year you were in charge of the SOAK program. So just talk to us just a little bit about what we do for service. You can even maybe hit on the opportunity we had when we went to Montana.
Yeah, absolutely. So SOAK for us means spontaneous outreach or acts of kindness. So we do, like Coach said, we do 1 to 2 a month, and it's just a great time for us to separate ourselves from the court and from ourselves, and to do something nice and put a smile on someone else's face, whether that be for that day, that week, that month. I know when I was a freshman, we helped out at the Manna House. We always help at the Grove City pantry, food pantry. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. We always clean the Guthrie, which is fun to do. And it's not only a way of giving, but it also helps us as a team bond. But we had the awesome opportunity to head out to Montana last year for the summer, for like 2 weeks, a week and a half in the summer.
Yeah.
And we got to be on the Crow Indian Reservation and just teach a huge camp. Like I had never seen that many kids in my life.
Yeah.
There was a ton of kids ranging from like little kids all the way up to high schoolers. And we just had that amazing opportunity to see what their life is like and how much they love and have the joy for basketball.
And it really helped us to have the right focus too. And that's what we find with the service. You're always going into it thinking you're going to serve, and it always flips on you, and it's you that gets fed from the service. I mean, I'm just even thinking of working with Envision Blind Sports, which we do every year, sometimes twice a year, and they never have had the opportunity to play basketball. So we brought basketball to them, and they have challenged us so much that at this point they're playing 2-on-2. It is amazing what they can do, and I've learned so much from those athletes. So service is a big part of our women's basketball program. I think it's a big part of Grove City College. I think the whole idea of chapel ministries and athletics and the Wolverines together concept. Would love for you to talk just a little bit about that, Elizabeth, but how we're all in the same community. We may have different roles, but we're all working together for the same goal.
I really see that. I mean, getting to be kind of behind the scenes in chapel ministries when we're all there, especially back at the beginning of the semesters when the chapel is packed, and I just look out and I see 1,200 students just standing and worshiping God. It's a beautiful thing. And I think, there's a lot of cynicism and discouragement maybe, but when you look out and see a room of young people like that, just worshiping God, it's really a beautiful thing. But yeah, I would say that we don't think of our campus as athletes versus non-athletes, that we think of us that we're all followers of Jesus and wanting to love and serve him and serve our neighbor to the best of our abilities.